My name is Christine Mary Wills. I was born the 31st of January 1921, and I spent my childhood at Benhole. Dad farmed there, and he was there for 16 years. It was a very, very special place, and we loved Benhole.
My parents came to Hinkley Farm in 1942 as newlyweds, and they came here onto 300 acres. During the wartime, I am told life was hard. Most of the farm work was done with horses. There was one tractor and a staff of 3. My early memories were of feeding livestock out over the farm here, travelling there by horse and cart daily. I was expected to pull my weight as soon as I was able to, in terms of putting hay and bedding out for the cattle or helping with the sheep. So I was introduced to farm work at a pretty early age.
I got lots of memories of Benhole, of what it was like indoors. Yeah. I think there was 4 bedrooms. We didn't have any carpet on the floors. On the left, there was a sitting room, and I can remember Mum had a black shaggy rug down in front of the fire. And we used to go in there, I think, every night.
It was schoolwork or farm work. It was leisure as such didn't play a big part. Our entertainment tended to be things like bird nesting and catching rabbits.
Well, we kept animals, a lot of cattle. We had lots of sheep. They lambed out of doors and out in the field, and they got cold. They used to bring them in, and Dad used to put them in the oven in a bag, in a sack bag, and warm them, and then we used to let them run around the kitchen. We kept loads of chicken and geese and turkeys and all that sort of thing.
I remember the cereal crops being cut by binder, gangs of local women stooking the corn after it had been cut by the binder, and then the wagons and horses going around to take the sheaves of corn back to the stackyard. And then I remember the thrashing machine coming around in the winter and having 2 or 3 days thrashing out our year's harvest.
Dad always had us up on the horses. I can remember one of them was called Darling, and one of them was called Pleasant, and I can't remember what the others were called, but we had 4 or 5 horses.
I think by the time I was going to school in Bridgewater, the horses had gone and we'd got 2 or 3 tractors. I remember the horses being loaded up, and they wouldn't tell me where they were going. I think they were going for meat. But that would have been in the late 40s. I was probably maybe 6, 7 years old.
I couldn't have had a better childhood. I wouldn't want to change my childhood at all, because I had a wonderful time.
I didn't want to slog away the same as my parents and grandparents had. I wanted modern mechanised farming, which involved removing some of the hedges, filling in some of the ponds, embracing modern techniques and increasing output. And it was only after the 1960s, when corn became more profitable than livestock, that the hedges would have been removed and the larger scale farming would have started. And the other thing to note is how remote this area was prior to the power station development. There used to be a local saying that out of the world into Stigursey and out of Stigursey into the sea. It was to some extent off limits. Not very many people knew about it.
I don't think it was more than about 2 years after we left that it was burnt down, and we took Mum back there to see it. It upset her quite a bit. You know, it was really a long-term home for them.